Today was the day the Labour Party was stabbed in its heart and killed by the Labour Party National Executive Committee. Jeremy Corbyn may well have won this vote. He has destroyed the Labour Party. This is the end of the Labour Party. Nothing more or less than that. And it is a terrible, terribly sad day.
His shadow cabinet are alienated. 80% of the parliamentary Labour Party have to work day in, day out with him, don't trust him, and the public don't want to vote for him. And that's before you've even started to discuss about his IRA support for Ken Livingstone, his anti-Semitism, all those things. Look, there's no doubt, in my mind, there is organised Trotskyist infiltration. When people in the Labour Party are infantile, self-indulgent or stupid, it should be called out for what it is.
Jeremy Corbyn is a cult. That is all he is. You heard the cult-like talk from the Transport Union represented before now.
The Brexit vote smoked out thousands of disillusioned Labour supporters who feel the party has nothing to offer them and hasn't done for years. So maybe Corbyn's onto something. Maybe there's a void there that needs filling with new ideas.
There is absolutely no evidence there's any appetite among traditional Labour voters for a man who is both a supporter of terrorism in terms of the IRA, but also somebody who wants to disarm our country. The shadow cabinet on Monday have to say to Corbyn that there should be a whipped vote in favour of air strikes on Syria. I want the Labour Party to be full of people who actually support the Labour Party and want a Labour government. I don't want the flotsam and jetsam of Trotskyism and the Green Movement to join the Labour Party.
If Jeremy Corbyn wins, he should be removed immediately. Where is democracy in that?
Every single day, if Jeremy Corbyn was leader, is a wasted day for Labour, a damaging day for Labour, a day in which Labour goes backwards. The country cannot afford another Tory government in 2020.
But isn't that cherry-picking democracy?
No. If Jeremy Corbyn gets elected, it will be the greatest disaster in the history of the Labour Party.
You know, take Scotland, and it's worth remembering, I don't mean this to rub your face in it, John, but you were part of a team which, as former Chief of Staff to Jim Murphy, which lost 40 out of 41 seats in Scotland.
Jeremy Corbyn is shameless because he has no commitment to the Labour Party.
What about the membership? He got an overwhelming mandate from them, and apparently we are assuming that they are still behind him.
So that mandate was not a mandate to be utterly useless. That was not a mandate to look like a confused supply teacher. Political parties are full of suicidally inclined activists.
Okay.
And clearly some of our members are suicidally inclined. There's no doubt in my mind there's too many people applying, and these are people who do not wish the Labour Party well. They wish the Labour Party ill.
Corbyn can never win an election. He may have his
he's
fans,
won elections. He won a by-election.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't won elections. He has never won.
Well, he's won a by-election. He's done reasonably well in the local election.
No.
He's a man who pals around with terrorists. He calls Hamas and Hezbollah his friends. He palled around with the fragile IRA. He's a man who is not trusted and can't be trusted.
Blair was polished, coiffed, made up, spun, prepped, and the rest of it.
Were you in charge of that?
Corbyn, none of that. I mean, he appears to come fueled up with his own information, and that's it.
Jeremy is a very self-sustaining politician. He's basically run nothing larger than his own constituency office since he got elected. They're not going to come from the dregs of the Trotskyist left. The moronic MPs who nominated Jeremy Corbyn to have a debate.
It includes John Cruddas,
need their heads felt. They need their heads felt. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, hang on. You can say that. But then what you might say, this is action.
They're morons, right?
I'd say, John, you've yourself played a destructive role in this. You called people morons for supporting Jeremy Corbyn. I'm afraid all that has done, if you really want to take on the Corbyn campaign, you played right to their hands, because that negativity, I think people are sick of it.
Have you had any change of view at all? I mean,
in 20 years?
No.